co-host when it is time for sure and get you going. Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to our Diamond Pep Rally call. These have quickly become my absolute favorite calls. Who else? Who else is just in love, obsessed? Yes, yes. Okay, good. Because really, really good news for you. We plan to keep these going and going into May. So you can mark that on your calendar. We are here with you. And we're so excited for this one today. So we're doing a little switch up. Tonight was supposed to be on duplication, but we just went to this incredible, powerful Diamond Summit, and we wanted to bring all the belief, the vision, the education, the just wisdom that we heard and bring it to everyone here because I can tell you, us diamonds, we were challenging each other. We were coming up with all different business activities and the big goals we were going to do. We were just, and we still are so on fire from that Diamond Summit. So if we can do our best to bring you to the table and what was said and shared there. Some of it, not all of it, because some of the things we got to keep top secret that you guys can look forward to, but we're going to do our best to share all of this with you tonight. So we have multiple different people speaking. We're going to kind of keep it short and tight. We're going to end with some strategy. So I want you to stay around to the very end of the call. We're going to end with some strategy of what you can do tonight, tomorrow, into this week to maximize your business. Okay, so get your notes out for that. We have Brittany who is just going to bring it on that front. So to kick us off, what they did with this Diamond Summit, they invited 100 diamonds. They only opened it up to 100 because that's the capacity they had. It sold out, of course, or it filled up, I should say. It filled up within, I think it was 12 hours. We were all so excited to go. And they put us up in an incredible suite where we could all talk and have dinners together and be around each other. And they brought us in to show us, this was the most powerful thing to me, to show us their roadmap, their plan, their vision, their intense, and I say intense clarity on exactly where we are going as a company and what we can look forward to in not just next year, not just 2 years from now, not just 5 years from now, but 12 years out. And what I love about this 12-year out vision, because in 12 years, we'll hit our 30th anniversary as a company. I want to be in a company that is thinking, that has longevity, that is not just thinking about tomorrow, but is setting up plans and milestones for over a decade from now, right? When I look at where I want to attach myself, where I want to cement my feet, it's with a company that is thinking that far ahead with with me in mind, with all of you in mind. And that's what they showed us on this call. What I loved, and I think everyone, all the other diamonds in this can probably echo, is I told my husband I got home, this is a company that my daughter is going to build to the top of network marketing in. In 12 years, she'll be almost 24 years old. And Lord willing, I will have her a diamond by then because this company is so solid and so firm. We can tell you if you have not sat with our executive team before, I've had Alec at my house. I've had many dinners with Tarl. So many of us have. They are just the real deal, solid, high integrity people. Tarl himself, his mom supported their family through network marketing. He'll say that he remembers sitting up the chairs and the tables for his mom when she'd do her presentations and he would sit there and watch her. Like to me, that's what my children do. They watch me, right? And so when he sees all of us and he's making decisions and he's thinking about the company 12 years from now, he was a child in a house that built in this industry. So that's the lens he thinks through. And we saw that again at this retreat. Alec, he was a farm boy. He grew up milking cows, which is, of course, close to my heart, and just solid, high integrity person that wants to bring everybody together. You know what I mean? One thing I learned about Alec that I just loved, and maybe some of you know this because you've received it. Every single day at the start of his day, he writes a handwritten letter to one brand ambassador in Plexus and sends it off. That is the leaders that we have at the top. All right. So if I can give you anything, I want you to, and leadership matters. It matters who is at the top of your company making decisions on your behalf, right? So that is what we saw there. The other thing that really excited us, who we got to sit down and meet with, was Stuart McMillan. Now, y'all, I did not know this about him. He's the most recent hire on the team with Plexus. And I'm going to pull up a slide here. Okay. He is called the billion builder. Okay, let me bring this up. The $1 billion builder. Stuart McMillan, in his first company, he went to $1 billion in his very first company that he was with. This is building the company out, okay? In his second company, they hit record-breaking highs as the first president in Canada in that company. And in the third company he was in, a very well-known company, he took it from zero, ground floor, not a single dollar earned in that company, to 800 million in 6 years on the executive team. Y'all, that very first company, I forgot to say this, it grew to $1 billion faster than Microsoft. In 8 years, it beat Microsoft that took 15 years. That is who is on the executive team with Alec and Tarl. I could not be more excited about this man. He came out of retirement for Plexus. Tarl said he had always known about him. He had known him at all the network marketing events, everywhere they go, and he knew he was a solid, high integrity person. He shared with several of us privately that he is a strong believer. That's what made me so excited to see that him and his wife prayed before he made this decision, that his daughter told him, Dad, you have one more company in you. You have one more company left to magnify. And so he came out of retirement for Plexus. You guys, he chose us. He didn't have to do this. He came because he wanted to, because he loves this industry. Direct selling is where he has been for 25 years, building out companies. And he said he looks for three things at the product. He said, can this product, this is what he looks for, can this product sell itself without distributors? Would people buy this product if they saw it on shelves or in magazines or on advertisements without word of mouth? Would they buy this product? And if it's solid and it can stand alone, he looks for that. And he said, Plexus, 100% without question. Number two, he looks at pay. Does this compensation plan treat their ambassadors fairly, and are they paid well? Because you cannot have and there's lots of different companies out there, right? That he wants to be with a company that treats their ambassadors top of the top. And that's what he saw in Plexus. We're so unique. If you're new here on this call, we have a comp plan that no other company has. No other company has our compensation plan. It's unique and built just for Plexus. It's that unique. And third, he looks at the people. Are the people, the distributors, the people at the top, the executive team, are these people of high integrity that I would want to stand by and stand with? What is their culture? What are their values? What are their principles? And he said that Plexus is known in the network marketing industry among top leaders as being a high integrity company with high standing and very regarded. I want to be with a company that's regarded among men, right? That's where I want to be. So when I tell you that they shared with us with that vision and clarity at the top, I cannot emphasize it enough. I felt like, I told my husband, I felt like it was a vow renewal. Like I had decided, 13 years ago that I was going to marry Plexus. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but we'll see how it goes. And that this was, I knew, I've been here for 13 years. And that this was like a vow renewal of, I know what I'm committing to. And I am grateful to double down and build bigger than ever because there is no cap, right? There is no cap, and because people need what we have. I hate seeing families struggling, people struggling in their health and in their finances. And I know what I have is gold. And it's my job to inspire and show them such, right? So that's what we got to see at a corporate level. And I'll let more people continue to fill in the gaps and share as they talk. Another thing Plexus said they are committed to with Stuart at the having done this before, built multiple billion-dollar companies. So this is not out of his reach. And he made it seem like easy, everyday things that he does. That was really impressed upon me. Is that Plexus wants to be the number one company in gut health, not just in network marketing, but in all spaces. Number one gut health company worldwide. And that is what he's working to do. They're innovative, and that leads us into our next thing. They are innovating at extreme rates, and we're really, really excited about their next hire. And I'm going to let Mom talk about this more in a second. But their next hire that literally started just a couple weeks ago, and so they haven't even announced him yet. But let me bring him up here. This is Dr. Ren. He has three massive degrees, PhD in nutritional science. He has a degree in traditional Chinese medicine, so very holistic minded. He has an engineering degree. I mean, if Stuart didn't make you feel little, this guy will, right? In a good way, meaning we're in good hands here. He's been with multiple companies that you'll recognize, Beachbody, Supergut, AG1, and has developed products for them. And he's known for being a gut health microbiome expert and for pairing science with customer experience. So Plexus is very excited about what he's bringing to the team. So am I. And I'm going to let Mom talk about this and why I have I'll bring this other stat up in a minute, Mom. Here we go. I'm going to lead you into this. Why we are doubling down with gut health more than ever. So when we look at it in 2034, so less than 10 years from now, gut health is set to be a $107 billion market. It is not out of reach to think that Plexus reaches a couple billion of that, right? 84% of Americans are looking for gut health products. We all know that. 40%, this stat shocked me. 40% of Americans polled said that they are stopped by their daily activities due to gut issues. That's how extreme this is, that they're affected on the day-to-day life because of gut issues. Did you know Gut Talk? I don't know. I'm not on TikTok yet. I'm very much a millennial. I am getting old. I just am not on TikTok. But there's a Gut Talk on TikTok with over 2.1 billion views on Gut Talk, just the hashtag, because of how many people are opening up into this. This is where you want to be in a product space. So, Mom, go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say when I joined this company, I saw the potential and how marketable this line was. And I saw the vision for what could be. And I will say that almost 14 years later, for them to bring us in that room and show us those things, I was so honored and floored, and I want to be a part of where they're going. Like this is important work that we're doing, you guys. When it's related to your gut health, it's related to every aspect of your entire body and your health overall. And so this guy, I'll tell you, I saw him walk by. We didn't get to meet him because he's only been with the company for a very short period of time. I am arranging a special meeting with him, but I almost like fangirled him and chased him down the hallway because I was so excited. Like we've got Stuart and we've got this guy. And I've been looking into a little bit of Chinese medicine because I think there's such a gut health tie-in. And I thought, how cool would it be if we had somebody that kind of understood that? And so when they showed us this and gave us his bio, I was floored. Like we are so solid with what we have, but we're also just so innovative, you guys. Like seriously, when I started this business, I wanted to make a difference and I was happy with the product line. I could have never, like, it just keeps getting better and better. So wait until you see the product that we release at convention, and then all the things that I know that he's going to bring to the table after that. Like it's going to be so good. And because it's so good and because we can make such an important impact on people's health, there's going to be a lot of money attached to that and a lot of income potential for you guys. So pay attention. Like you are so much in the right place, and just pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention and double down. Double down in the space you're at. And what we're trying to do in this call is bring to you our why we are so committed, because we want you to feel that and have the opportunity to make that same vow renewal, or maybe it's the first marriage, whatever it is, with this company and decide. I wish I had made a decision sooner that this is where I'm at and this is what I'm building, and brought all the energy towards my efforts in that way. They said it well, and Wendy, I'm going to ask you next to share in a minute, but they said it well of Plexus is a resource. The products are a resource in your hands. The business opportunity is a resource. The infrastructure that someone like Stuart and Tarl are creating is a resource in your hands that you get to now build with. So my encouragement would be to throw it all into building, right? As intensely as you can. So Wendy, take it away, friend. Tell us what you heard from Eric and why we are building larger than ever before.
I heard so many great things, you guys. I am so encouraged, so inspired, so on fire. Um, one thing that kind of stuck out at me is that you can be passionate about what we're sharing with Plexus, or you can become obsessive.
Mm.
And passionate is great. It transfers, but it can also die away. But if you can become obsessive, that is when things change. That's when things change inside of you. That is when things change in your business, and that is when things are going to change for your family, for your company, for your teams, for brand new people coming on. But okay, another thing. Did you guys know in the last 2 years, 61% of companies have introduced gut health to their product lines? But Plexus is going to be the number one gut health company in the entire world. Stuart mapped out exactly what it takes to become $1 billion company in specific regions of the world, and when is the right time to actually come into those spaces, which I thought was really cool, because we don't want to bum rush into a space until it's actually really, really strong. And that was good. Like, that somebody has a lot of foresight, that we're not going to make mistakes along the way. Like, things have to be very, very foundational, which leads me to talking about my gold sweatshirt here with the gold lettering. I did this because this is what I'm going to become obsessive about in 2026, is building golds, building people that are holding 100 points or higher so that their income is solid. Did you know that? What did we learn? What was the dollar amount that all people need between paying? Was it $500?
400?
$400? $400 between, like, all they need is an extra $400 between that and actually going bankrupt or losing everything, is $400. And so that's where I want to go with my business, is like, I want to help people have that margin. And building golds is going to be that, holding golds. If somebody that you bring in as an ambassador or a new VIP is just a grain of sand, I want you to think of gold as a brick. And if you want to have a solid business, if you want your teams to have a solid business, you need to build brick by brick by brick. And what does that mean for you? Well, that means maybe traveling. It means, maybe less online stuff and more in-person things, transferring this obsessive passion from, wanting to grow and wanting to share, and we're going to have products that are changing lives, and they already do. And I'm just super excited about that. It's very difficult for your income to exceed your personal development. So what are we doing with our personal development? What are we reading? Who are we spending time with? Your circle is radical. It will radically impact your family. It will radically impact your business. I purposefully put myself next to some of the smartest people so I could hear their conversations. I'm like, okay, I know that Lori has a really strong business. Lori, I want to hear what you have to say. Or Amber, I know your team is a rocket. I want to hear what you have to say. Trisha Rager, you just like popped up. You and Marianne just popped up a whole bunch of jewels last month. I want to hear what you have to say. Like, I want to be in a space where I'm learning. My thoughts are challenged. My questions are answered. And I'm so obsessive about that. Like, I don't want to be the best one in the room. I want to be among the best people in the room. So that's what I want to say about that. Are you building your foundation brick by brick? And I think this is what Brittany is going to share with us with her strategic mindset, right?
I think right before we get into Brittany, but yes, that's the strategy. So hold on to your seats. And Wendy, I love that. You guys, I just want to tell you the diamonds of your company, we challenge each other so intensely. We call each other out when we see we're not rising to our potential and we say, hey, you could do more here. Like what I asked a diamond, what's your vision? Bring me into 10 years from now. We are constantly in this because, like Brittany said, Wendy said, we are obsessed in a good way. Someone said, obsession is said to be a bad thing sometimes, but when obsession is directed towards legacy and impact, it is the best thing that you are called to have. And that hit me. Okay, so before we get into strategy, Marianne Anderson is going to share a little piece of what she heard. And we just want to bring this to life for you because maybe you're brand new and share from someone who just went diamond to the top of the company last month as well. So, Marianne and Joanne, just passing it over to you, lovely ladies.
Awesome. Well, you guys, you can tell we are fired up. I should have worn like a sleeveless top because I'm like sweating. I'm like, let's go. I'm so fired up. That's right. It was an absolutely incredible 2 days. And so I'm excited to have you guys hear from my mom, who is a brand new diamond, you guys. She ran and hit diamond last month in 2.5 years from joining. And I'm not going to like steal her story, but Mom, where are you? There's like so many people on this call. I can't even find you. Are you unmuted?
Okay, now I am. Marianne, I'm right above you.
Oh, good. I see you now. I see you. Will you guys meet my beautiful mom? It's so fun. Lori and Amber. Well, now you got Marianne and Joanne. And so we need a photo, all four of us together. Mother-daughter is so much fun. And yeah, we just wanted Mom to share because she just did it. How many of y'all put in the chat? Like how many of you guys are running for a rank up this month or, jewel or diamond or something big? Something big is meant for you. And so excited for Mom to share just for a few minutes with you guys.
Thank you, Marianne, and thank you to all my diamond friends here. I'm so honored and humbled to be able to share a little bit of my story with you. Like Marianne said, the business part of my story began 2.5 years ago when Marianne took me to convention in Nashville. And she took me to babysit Sadie, who was 14 years old. And I sat in the opening meeting listening to John Maxwell, who was one of my favorite leadership mentors and trainers in my other network marketing business for 25 years. And I sat there watching him and listening to him. He was training his heart out, and he's older than I am. And I sat there, and it's like God tugged at my heart. And I sat there thinking, oh my goodness, have I aged out? could I still do what he's doing? And of course, I said nothing to Marianne. I got a little bit choked up and I just kind of turned my head and said, "Oh, I have an allergy." And I don't think she knew anything at that point. But before we left, I asked her, "Do you think I've aged out?" And of course, she said, "No, Mom, you haven't aged out." And so I went back to Ocala and I started running. And 8 months later, I ranked Emerald. And I thought, wow, this is just easy peasy. I mean, I guess next month will be Sapphire, and then the next month will be Diamond. Well, I think some on this call have done that, but that wasn't my story. So I ranked Emerald, and then I didn't rank, and then I did. And it was very up and down for the next year and a half. And I want to be real with you guys, and I want to share with you what was going on. And Marianne will tell you, it wasn't because I wasn't working. I was working hard. And I would ask her, "What's wrong? Why aren't things coming together? Why aren't things moving?" She never really told me. How can your daughter be so smart? She never really told me. She would drop hints here and there, but I knew what it was. And I was living in fear. Now, you're thinking, how in the world could you live in fear after you were a top leader 25 years in another company? I was. Because to start at the bottom after you've been at the top meant that I had to step out of so many comfort zones. And I was living in fear of what people thought. And I was not sharing the business. I was not loud and proud about the business. I was afraid. Now, what in the world would I be afraid of at my age? I was afraid of what family would say. Friends and neighbors thought I was crazy. Why would I come out of retirement when I could just sit back, relax, and I guess eat bonbons and watch Netflix? I don't know what they thought. And I was afraid of what people in my past business would think about me, like, why does she need to go and do something else? And so that fear held me back. And you know, fear and faith cannot exist together. And so for a year and a half, I was up and I was down, and I kept pushing, but I was up and I was down. And so we hit 2025, July. That was the final month to qualify for Emerald Extravaganza. And because I was up and down, I had missed qualifying by a month. And Marianne said, "Mom, you can still do it. You can go Sapphire in July." I'm like, okay, let's do it. But I didn't. I tried, but I missed it. And then it was September. And not only was Mary Ann going on the Diamond Extravaganza, Emerald Extravaganza, she was taking her sister, my daughter, Amy. And it was my dream to go with them. And so I had a pity party, I'm going to just tell you. And I thought Marianne didn't know it, but she says she knew because I tried to hide it from her. And I thought I would be fine until I saw the videos and I saw them in Alaska. And I just had the biggest pity party. And I basically said, "You know what? I don't have to do this." And that was true. I didn't. I could have quit because in my heart, I felt like a failure. I felt like I had blown it, that I couldn't even earn this trip with my daughters. Well, let me tell you, God used that as a turning point in my business. And I wouldn't be here today talking to you as a diamond if that hadn't happened. And God reminded me of the vision that He gave me when I sat there at convention 2 years ago. And I knew that He was calling me to be a diamond and to not quit and to push through my feelings that were just overwhelming me every day. I'm finally like, don't show me any more pictures. Just don't show me anymore. Well, right before Marianne left, she challenged me, and she knew I was down, and she knew I was really upset. And she said, "Mom, do you remember what you did in your other business when you needed to turn the trajectory and grow the momentum?" I said, "Oh yeah, the Perfect 10." And the Perfect 10 was holding 10 parties in a week. And she said, "Why don't you do that in a month? Why don't you go ask your VIPs, book them to be hostesses and hold 10 parties, wellness events, whatever you want to call it? And why don't you see what happens?" And I was kind of like, "Are you daring me? Do you not think I can do it?" And I was like, "I'll show you." And so while she was partying in Alaska with Amy, I was booking and holding my Perfect 10. And the beautiful thing was, people said yes. Some people said no, but it didn't matter because I was focused. I knew that this would turn the trajectory of everything. And it was fun because I started holding the parties, and then I booked from the party, and then I recruited from the party, and I got loud and proud about the business. I didn't care anymore because all that mattered is what God thinks of me and what my family thinks of me, and nobody else mattered what they thought of me. So I went kind of crazy obsessed. And then in November, after 2 months of the Perfect 10, we ranked Sapphire in November. And then Marianne said to me, "Mom, you know that 90 days of power, you could be a diamond in March." And I don't know if you remember saying that to me, Marianne, but chills all over me. And I'm like, "It's on, we're going." And so then we went through the holidays, and then we went through the after holidays, and then we hit February, and I began thinking, why not now? And why not me? Was everything in place? Was the map perfect? No. We went to Cancun, and I had this growing conviction that the time was now. Because at my age, you don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. But let me tell you something. I don't care what age you are. What are you waiting for? Because nobody knows what their future is. And so I wanted to embrace it, and I wanted to run with it. And I didn't know exactly what it was going to look like, but God used my amazing team to give me that conviction and that support because they were saying, "Let's go. We're ready. We're a diamond team." And of course, my amazing coach, she's my boss, really. I used to be her boss, but now she's my boss, Marianne. And she was a great boss. And Trisha Rager, together they were quite a team. But this is what I want you to know. That turning point, I could have gone the other direction. I could have let it all go. But God wouldn't let me. And I'm so thankful. And 3 things happened for me during that time. I stepped out of my comfort zone like I'd never stepped out before. And I locked it and closed it, and I didn't go back. And I knew there were some things that needed to change. I knew network marketing in the 2000s was not like the 1990s. And if I was going to grow, I wanted to embrace it all. And I wanted to learn to use all the tools. And I knew nothing about social media. And not that that was the end all be all, but I wanted to learn it. And so I became teachable and coachable. And I asked my daughter every day, "So what do you think I need to do? And then what do you think?" And she said, "Do more of it, do more of it, do this and then do more of it." And so I had this sense of urgency that the only way was to go through it. Once I was in it, there's no turning back. And once I made that decision that I was going forward, and I didn't know the timeline, I knew the only way was to finish it. And so I embraced the hard. I didn't make a decision and then just everything fell in place. I made a decision and everything didn't fall in place. It was hard. You guys, we had to increase 2,000 points. We had to find 185 orders on the second to the last day of the month. But you know what? Lives were changed. And God found us the people. And we were able to help a lot of people get healed from the inside out and have choices in their life. Money will never buy happiness, but it buys choices. And so, you guys, there were days where I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but I knew that I trusted not to doubt in the dark what God had shown me in the light. And I knew that He wanted me to push through. And so I did. And many days in tears and many days like I felt like Mary Ann and Trisha were carrying me up on eagle's wings some days. Like I didn't even know if I could breathe. I wanted it so badly, you guys. I wanted in the depths of my soul, and I was willing to do whatever was legal and moral. And so this is what I want to close with. I believe that God has given us the gift of a lifetime, and to listen to Amber and Lori and Wendy talk about where the company's going. You guys, there's so many companies out there, but there's nothing like Plexus. And I know because I was in a company that started 75 years ago that back then it was great. But there's no comparison. The comp plan, my husband and I just, our jaw drops every day, this comp plan. We've never seen anything like it. And I believe that God has given us the gift of a lifetime. And He's given me the gift of Diamond. And for me, it's only just begun. You guys wait, I'm going to 150. I don't know. But people say, so how long are you going to work? How long are you going to do this? Till God takes me home. What else would I do? And I told my husband, I woke up this morning and I said, I am so blessed that I get to do this. And, as a diamond, I feel like we have the opportunity to be a leader of leaders and to build a legacy that's so wide and so deep and bring so many other men and women along. Why can't everybody be a jewel if they decide they want to? And I'll come on, let's go. Let's run together and let's live our best life now. And I am so thankful to God and to my daughter for introducing me to this company and walking me through this path to be talking to you now as a diamond. I appreciate all of you so much, and I love you. And this is an amazing gift.
Joanne, I have absolutely no words but thankfulness and gratitude. And I believe that the Holy Spirit just spoke to you, to every heart that needed to hear that. And everybody needed that story. And they needed you. Like, what I think is so powerful is if you hadn't gone through the darkness, through the moment where you had to make that decision where it probably felt crushing, right? And the fear felt so suffocating, and you hadn't chosen to push through and believe in the vision, you wouldn't have that story to share with us. Like that's the most powerful part of the story. So for everyone walking through your own part of that story right now, maybe you're brand new and you're feeling that fear and what are people going to think, right? Or it's been a while and you're facing that. Thank you, Joanne, for that example of what it looks like to have vision and grit. Not just vision in words, but grit in action. A huge applause to you. I can't wait to get to take a picture with you at convention. If you want a picture with the famous Joanne, go to convention, stand in line. Thank you, friend, and congratulations. Okay, with that, let's go into the grit. Let's go into the action because like Joanne got right into work, that's what you guys are called to do now, right? So Brittany, friend, take it away.
I cannot believe you put me after that.
I know, I'm sorry.
I don't remember anything I was going to say. Don't remember a single thing. Joanne, that was so inspiring. So good. Thank you for sharing all of that. I can't wait to meet you too. And now we see where Mary Ann gets it from. Also, Mary Ann, you should let your mom out more often because I think we all love her. Oh my gosh, that was so good. I like sitting here with chills. Okay, what am I supposed to talk about? Strategy. All right, let me share my screen. So I feel bummed to switch gears from that actually, but this was my task. So we're going to talk about how to get there. So one thing that we were all reminded of in Arizona was just the simple power of three. And what sets this business model apart from other business models is that it's not just sales, it's people helping people. And we don't just get to help people with their health, we get to help them with their hope and their finances and their future and their freedom and their choices and just their building their dream life, right? So I just want, and Wendy talked about how building golds, it's like building bricks in your business. She talked about how one person might feel like a grain of sand, but if you can build a gold, then you are building bricks and you want to build your business brick by brick by brick. So that is what we're going to talk about, how simple it is to build one of those bricks, because I think it's just something we all need to be reminded of. So, and if you're new here, this might be a new concept to you, but lean in. So if you are new, I want to show you just what is possible for you and how simple it can be. And if you've been here for a few minutes, I want to show you what you can help somebody else do and how you can build those bricks, okay? So I want to show you a very simple plan for you to either go gold or develop a gold in the next 90 days. And you can actually develop several golds just using this simple plan. But if you were to sign, if you're here, I'm just going to talk to you as if you're new. But I want you to have the perspective. If you're not new, I want you to know this is actually what you're offering to other people, okay? And this is where it all starts. But if you are new here, if you get 3 within 30 days, then you are going to earn this month it's over $400. But normally it's over $300. But this month there's an extra bonus tacked on top of that. So $400 for getting 3 people in your first month, okay? But I want to show you how it duplicates. If you were to do this every month, if you were to enroll 3 every single month and help somebody else enroll 3 every single month, this is how it compounds, okay? So in month 2, you already had 3, right? So 1, 2, 3. That was from last month. And then you go sign up 3 more. But one of your customers decides that they also would like to sign up 3. That makes you a senior silver. And so then you earn over $500 more in month 2 just by enrolling 3 and developing a silver, okay? But watch what happens if in month 3, not only do you enroll 3 and develop a silver, but you help your people do the same exact thing. You duplicate this down. This is just the new strategy on your team. Enroll 3, develop a silver every single month. Not only do you do it, but your team does it as well. Look how it compounds into gold in just 90 days. So here you are, you're now gold because you signed up 3 more and developed another silver, and your silver from the last month is now senior silver because she went and signed up 3 more and one of her people developed a silver as well. So here's the strategy, and here's why it's simple. It's just all the power of 3. If every month you enroll 3 and you develop a silver, your business can compound so very quickly. And you can see on the screen here that if you were to hit Fast Start Gold, then you are going to be earning over $1,300. So we're talking about over $2,000 that either you could earn if you go and do this in your first 90 days, or that you could help somebody else earn in their first 90 days. Now look at this gold. Not only does she earn over $2,000, but she has also helped these people. She helped somebody earn over $500, and she helped somebody earn over $300 or $400. And so she's making a difference. She's helping people with their health. She's helping people with their finances. And it all starts with her vision and her belief and her willingness to share. Just like Joanne talked about, just throw people's opinion of you to the wind because you have a gift to offer people. And if you are obsessive, like Wendy was talking about, And I can definitely say I confess I have been obsessive since I started my business because I believe in the value of what I'm offering people and the value that the results of my business that's going to offer my family. Okay. So this compounds very, very quickly. If I could build this out like the next month after this, you could be senior gold. The next month after that, if you were to keep going with enroll 3, develop a silver every month, and you duplicated that down, and the people working the business on your team were doing the same thing, you'd be ruby in month 5. So imagine where you could be in 6 to 8 months. You could be emerald. And Joanne said she was emerald in 8 months. I have no doubt that this was how she was developing silvers, who were developing silvers, okay? And that compounds into golds, and that adds up very quickly. So you just have no idea how quickly momentum in your business can happen and how fast things can turn around. There have been times in my business where I have felt stuck for like a year or even 2 years at a time. And then suddenly I get into this type of activity and my team would double in just 3 to 6 months. Okay. So things can turn around very, very quickly, but this is how you do it. You don't just go and get a ton of customers. You go and you help people start sharing, turn people into sharers. All right, so that's all I have on the power of 3. I think now we're gonna turn it over to Christina, right, Amber?
Yep. Take it.
Oh, that's
That would
me.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
you. But
so
it's go ahead.
yeah. Okay, do you have something to say first?
Nope, go ahead.
Are you sure? Because those
Yes.
diagrams were impressive. I want you to know that we racked our brains on the airplane. Y'all ain't never counted so many dashes on a piece of paper. And I just need to know before I tell y'all what I'm supposed to tell you. When you're dashing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, do you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Or do you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Just curious. You can tell me in the chat. I'll give you one guess who does it the right way out of the two of us and which one counts so many dashes, one at the time. But we endured and it was worth it. Aren't those slides beautiful? We're going to actually put that in a flip book for you as well so that you have it for yourself and when you're sitting down to talk to someone else. So, okay. What do we do about everything that we learned? Also, Miss Joanne, it's really not impressive to make Sonia cry or even Brittany cry, but if you can make me cry, that is saying something. I just want you to know. I think this might be like, I can count on like 3 fingers the number of times that's ever happened on a team call. So you win the prize, if there was a prize. Okay, here's what I want to ask you guys first of all. Drop in the chat, and we're going to use this. So drop in the chat, what has Plexus allowed you to do, have, become? It can be something as simple as I could get my fingernails done with my daughter. It could be I paid for date night. For me, it was I used my development bonus and bought myself a massage chair. Can y'all see that? Probably not. It's a massage chair. What has the business allowed for you to do? I'm going to let you guys put some stuff there. Okay, what I want you guys to do is screenshot several of the chat feeds, screenshot it. And before you go to bed tonight, you're going to think of people that you have wanted to share the business with, or you have already tried to share the business with, and you're going to use these screenshots as social proofing for why this opportunity is worth a glance. Because remember, now we don't have to worry about, well, what if they say yes? Sometimes we don't ask because we're afraid that they will say yeah. And then you're like, I don't know what to do, but you do know what to do. Brittany just showed you. You're going to say, here's the plan. First step, we're going to find your 3. And then when that happens, here's the next plan. So you do have a framework. You just have to have the courage to go have the conversation. And I loved what Joanne said about money doesn't buy happiness, but it absolutely provides choices. And I will tell you guys, the reason that I decided to build this was because I did not one more time want to have to look at my child when they asked for something or wanted something and choose, do I continue to dig the debt hole further? Or do I tell this precious little baby no to something that should be a yes? if it weren't for something as arbitrary as dollar bills. I just meant I was done with that life. Sick and tired of it. So that's what you're going to use. You're going to use the screenshots to go inspire someone and say, look at what this business is allowing. All of these women from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, all different everything. Look what it's allowing them to do. Which one of these would be the biggest blessing for you? And now we're having conversation. Okay. So that's your first assignment tonight before bed. You've got to go drop that in, I don't know, a couple of people's inbox, send a heartfelt voice message. You guys don't skip the connection piece. So important. Was on this call tonight. So and so shared. She reminds me so much of you because of blank. And I don't know if this is a better time, but I wanted to show you what it's allowing ordinary women to do. You're going to just send that in a voice message, okay? Then, finally, it's at the end of the month. It's Magic Week. This is when people make decisions. Don't ask me why. It's when the military gets paid. It's when teachers get paid. It's just the way that it is. And so you are going to capitalize on the next several days on closing as many deals as possible. You guys, we all want the rock star runner. Often they will come from a happy product user. So don't drop the ball on trying to increase your recruiting numbers. I'm going to drop a couple of sample messages in the chat for you. Shout out to Emily for sharing those in our team chat earlier today. So between now and the end of the month, go ahead and determine what you will accomplish. Okay. Go ahead and determine that. Also, go ahead and determine what you'll have to overcome to accomplish it. So I know for me, it's field day this week. I've got a lot of things on the calendar. I have 4 kids. Like there's a lot. What am I going to have to prioritize this week so that I can go and achieve what I've determined is the goal in the next 3 or 4 days? Plenty of time in the month. Absolutely not a fingernail more. When I close the month out, not a fingernail more could have been done. And I want you to be able to say that when you wake up on May 1st, because May's coming and your May will be determined by the energy you end April with. That's all.
Amazing. Amazing, Christina. So you guys, you heard her. If you want to have grit like Joanne and you're holding vision and you're on this call with what do I do? Screenshot from that chat. Use these tonight. I'm going to challenge you. Do it tonight. Don't let your head hit the pillow until you do this, because you're telling yourself, I'm a business builder. I am shaping my identity as someone who does the thing, not just talks about the thing, right? Because of the opportunity here. And use it all week. Use these all week in your conversation and in your posts. So thank you, Christina, for that. Thank you, Brittany, for making it simple. This is what it is. 3 people create a silver over and over again. And she made a roadmap for you. So thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, Joanne, for the vision and the passion and helping us remember what's possible. And what we are walking through is not unique to us. It is the required process to the end results we want, right? So thank you everyone for being here. We'll have this recording up, watch it again and again and again. And we just brought the Diamond Summit and the to-dos and the action to you. So welcome to the Diamond Table, because you are sitting at it. These are the conversations we have with each other, and they are here for you. And we're excited to hear your stories one day soon on this side of the screen. All right, ladies, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everyone.